gotta turn the camera around. I always forget that. Always forget to turn the camera around. Oh, I'm looking sad. Here we go. I think I found us. And okay, the sound is off. It's here. We're here. That's a terrible face I just made. We're running on generator power here, girls, so if I fall out, I'm sorry, but I don't think we will. I think we got it. I think we got it, and we're going good. It is, what the heck is today? Wednesday, February the 1st. Jump on, say hello, let me know how you're doing. I just lost my train of thought. It's Stampin' Wednesday. Oh, girls, I am telling you, I gotta move my keyboard here. I'm all discombobulated. I have been designing. Hi, Joyce. Happy Wednesday. I've been designing for our series. I have 2 weeks, so 6 cards of birthday cards, and oh yeah, thank you. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to cut it off. My husband's not so crazy about it. But I have 3 fun fold cards done and 3 weeks of birthday cards done. So we're on our way. I think I'm going to post series, if not tomorrow, Friday. So Friday. I just dropped you. Sorry. Dropped you right on me. Okay, let's switch you around and pop you up in the stand, and let's get to stamping here. We're actually going to do some alternative cards with the January paper pumpkin, and I'm going to show you what I didn't even do the cards that it suggests, but we'll go through that. I'll show you, okay? So hang on. Turn you around. Yep, you can see my messy desk, and we'll pop you up here. Hopefully I don't drop anything. Hey, Deb. Oh, thank you for saying my hair looks great. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to get it cut. Oh, you girls are so kind. Yeah, so you know me. If you don't know me, I'm Laura from Laura's Cards by Design. This is our event for, well, no longer January. I didn't print the new one that says January or February and March, but we are working on things. For those of you that I haven't reached out to yet, the Celebration has 1 more month. It's finished at the end of January. So if you are not a demonstrator, make sure that you look at the possibilities for becoming a demo and just being a hobby demo and doing it for yourself, because it's $175 worth of product, yours free, for $99. No obligation to buy ever. Hold parties, do anything that you don't want to do. So take a look at that. And when you are a demonstrator, you get 20% off all of your future purchases. And right now in the January's passed, so in the month of February, we have Celebration. And they just refreshed the items in Celebration that you could get today for free. Yeah, so you make a purchase of $50, you get to pick a free item from a brochure that you can either find it online, or I'm happy to send it to you. So exciting things going on, and today I got a little sneak peek of a online exclusive that begins on March 1st. Hi, Sharon. I had a great day too. So thank you for all of your help and for hanging out with me, my friend. But tonight we're going to do some paper pumpkin stamping. So paper pumpkin is a totally 100% inclusive kit that you can have shipped to you direct every month. You can do it 1 month, 6 months, continual, for a full year. But I wanted to show you tonight, this is the January set. So the deadline for registering and ordering for February is the 10th. And then the kits are shipped on or about the 20th of the month to all of their customers. You can have 1, 2, 25, whatever you want. I have a January one that I got my greedy little hands on, and it's called Key to My Heart Paper Pumpkin Kit. That was the theme for January, so we could be ready for Valentine's Day. I made some alternates, so these are the 3 that they suggested for us for January. And look, they have, it's hard for you to see it all, but there are instructions, step-by-step instructions on how to design all 3 of the projects, or you can make your own and come up with your own designs. So and it lists on the back everything that's in the kit. So there are enough supplies in this kit to make 9 cards, and there are 9 envelopes with it. And they even have, look, they even have some additional ideas for you. There's a little QR code that you can scan and watch for how to put your kit together if you need additional help. Sometimes I need to hear the instructions. So the kit features Calypso Coral, Fresh Freesia, Mango Melody, and Petal Pink. So we're going to use some Fresh Freesia and some Memento Black tonight. Also comes with stamps. That was the wrong one. I have put most of them onto blocks because we're going to use them tonight. It comes with a pack of dimensionals. This one had some Calypso Coral twine in it, and it even comes with an ink spot and a stamping block on your first kit. So, and then you can of course reuse those blocks over and over. So let's get started. I'm going to show you. Here's all my pieces. Isn't this adorable? Look, the envelope is decorated on the inside. And I know some of you have seen me cut the envelopes apart before and use them for things. So these are all the goodies we're going to use on this card tonight. I'm going to tell you that I ran out of the gold locks, so I'm going to use the Calypso Coral one on our card. This is the card base that comes it's pre-stamped, and this looks like gold and a gold embossed piece of designer series paper. So we're going to use that. We're going to do some stamping on a piece of vellum. I want to grab, what do I got here? That's handy dandy that you'll be able to see a little better. Let me grab a piece of designer series paper here from the Dainty Designs, which you could get free when you place a $100 order. It's a it's a 48 pack. Hey Becky and Sharon and Deb. But I just wanted to put my piece of vellum. It's a vellum circle on top here, and I want to stamp my vellum circle first. I want to stamp it first because vellum takes a little longer to dry. And then we're going to do some more stamping, but I want to do the vellum first. And we're going to stamp it with, can you see on here, these hearts? Just going to stamp some random hearts on there. We're just giving our paper so a little extra interest. We have some hearts, And I am just gonna just randomly stamp hearts on here without stamping it on my paper because I don't wanna waste. But I wanted you to be able to see what I was doing. And I don't need them in the middle, I just, because we're gonna cover that with our key. And like so. Just kind of pop them in there. Okay, so I am gonna set our heart vellum out of the way so we don't get ink on it. Let's move our piece of paper here and get some more of our bits. Let's bring our card in so you can see it. So I've, of course, added some extra things of my own, some gold twine that we have, and we are going to stamp all of these bits come as part of the kit. We are going to stamp our sentiment that says, "You hold the key to my heart," because we have a key. And there it is. And from a different card that we're going to make, I'm going to show you. I can't, I'm looking for the card base without showing you the card first. That's kind of tricky. So this card base, we're going to take this key and we're going to use that on our, we're going to do a disappearing card. It's going to be our last card tonight. So we want to take our little base here and we're going to zhuzh it up a little. Let's grab a piece of scrap paper and let's, what are we going to put on here? Let's put just for some decoration, and because we've got them, let's do a lock and a key, and let's do another lock, and maybe we'll pop one, just part of one down there. But what I want to use on this card that I haven't used in a long time, but I thought it would be so cool because we've got the gold, is some gold foil. So I'm going to make a little bit of a mess, and we're going to use some gold foil. Gold leafing, I guess, is really what it's called. So I'm going to take some liquid adhesive, and I'm just going to kind of run it. Now, if my friend Ginny was here, she'd say, "Don't shake that bottle." But I just need to pop the little seal, and I'm just gonna run it around the edge here because it's handy and dandy. And I could just rub it with my finger. But, you know, I thought I would be fancy, and I would use a little disposable brush that my grandkids use when they're doing watercolor. And I'm just rubbing that gold leafing around, not the gold leafing, the adhesive around. Now we're going to bring in our gold leaf, and I am just putting our card, our little keyhole, the keyhole in the gold leaf. Look how easy that. And I'm trying to be careful and not get it all over the room because it's very light and fluffy. It's like working with feathers. So when I get most of it off just by brushing it with my fingers, I have kind of a stiff brush here. Ooh, it's coming off though. And I'm just going to rub it a little. It's very easy to work with this. It just took me a little practice to not be afraid of it. I guess because it's one of those things I don't use very often, so I had to teach myself that it's okay to make a mess. I make messes all the time, but using gold foiling wasn't something I did very often. But hey, so I'm just giving it a little rub down, And it's not perfect, and I don't want it to be perfect. I just want a little sparkle on. There we go. Now I'm gonna cover this up because like using, hey Bethy, like using embossing powder, it will make a mess everywhere. And I will have gold flakes everywhere. So you can see I put a little more on this one than I had on my first one, and that's okay. And I'm leaning over the trash can to just get the little bits off the back. Here we go. Got it. Whew. Oh, and we have our piece here. So here's what I thought. I had this little hole punch, and I mean it's a little hole. Can you see that little tiny hole? I'll hold it up. I know it's kind of a delay between when I do something, and so I'm waiting to see if I can see. Yeah, you can see that little hole. So I'm gonna try really hard to put another one right next to it and make my hole a little tiny bit bigger. I don't know if I'll be successful, but we're trying because I want to pop my twine through there. Where, or not my twine, my yeah, my gold thread. I want to put these things together. So what I thought I would do is I would kind of slide in and slide in and slide in. So we're kind of pulling them together. We're going to use a little, once I got them in there, I'm going to use one of the little dots that come in the paper pumpkin kit. And I'm just going to put it over the hole to hold everything down in place. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just kind of want to hold things still while we tie our little bow. It is much easier to tie this bow when everything is tight because it's a round gold thread, and you know how round shoelaces sometimes can be tricky? Well, this is the same way. So I just put that little dot on there, and it helps me to do what I managed to do. And slide it through. I'm really trying hard here. Hey Becky, thanks for jumping on with us. And then once I have my bow the way I think I want it, I'm going to pop another one of those little dots on right kind of underneath the bow to hold it in place. So now that we've got it on, and glue, and there we go. And we'll trim it up here in a minute. Can you see all the gold foiling I left behind everywhere? All right, so here's our first card. Let's make our second one. We're gonna bring in our now dry foil. It does take a minute or two for your vellum to dry. So if you're working with vellum, don't be in a hurry. Give it a second to dry by itself before you touch it. It will smudge. So we have all of our hearts on here. I'm just gonna kind of angle it so that my little bit is in the middle. We need some dimensionals that also come in the kit. Everything, well, not everything that I'm using, but all of the adhesive that you need, all of the, I'm adding the Memento Black, but the Fresh Freesia ink comes in the kit. So, and this was not the first kit. This was not the first card that, so there, and we've got, you can see the heart, you can see the key, because you've got the key to my heart. And now we need our scissors. I'm just gonna give these a little shush here, and they'll come down around. They'll come down around the bottom once it lays flat for a minute. And that is our first alternate paper pumpkin, but isn't that cute? Isn't that so cute? So that's our first one. Not difficult, but we're going to use the same principle. And these are, and I have more, these little locks, little different shaped locks. And I put a heart one on here, and I want to make another card using the same premise. And look, even this comes as part of the kit. So we're going to stamp some hearts on here. Remember the same hearts we used before. We're just going to stamp some more, and we're going to stamp To My Valentine on a different style. A different style of banner. You just punch them out, stamp and go. And you could make these cards literally, have 9 Valentines done in 15 minutes. Not exaggerating. Okay, if you were my hearts that were right in front of my face, where would you be? Don't answer that. And I'm gonna just kind of stamp across. Not really doing anything in any particular order, but I want to have a little bit of the hearts peeking out. Should we put some more on this one? Let's put some up here, and maybe some down here. All right, we're gonna put a lot of hearts on here. Why not? We can. We got them. There we go. All right, now we're gonna cover the ink up. Look how fast this card is gonna go. Our card base is all ready. It's a little bigger than our traditional card base, but that's okay because the envelopes accompany it. We're going to put our little banner on, and if you didn't want it to be in fresh freesia, you could certainly use the basic white side. We're just going to line it right up on our card here, just like that. We're going to pop out the centers on our 3 locks. We're also going to use a piece of vellum on here, but we're not going to do anything to it. We're just going to add it for interest. So and we have our sentiment all stamped, and we're going to use some of our twine on here. If you were the twine, where would you be? We're just going to cut off a piece, just kind of unwinding. That looks about right. We need a bunch of dimensionals because we have them. Let's use them. Dimensionals. So are you loving these yet? Oh. Oh, a friend of mine just texted me and told me she tested positive for the vid. Oh, rats. Girls, I'm tired of the vid. I want something new in my life. Okay, so we have this piece attached. We're going to attach our piece of vellum the same way. I'm just running a little adhesive on there because we're not going to see where the adhesive is. And I'm turning it over because I wanted my ends to go the opposite way than they were. We're just going to kind of pop it down there. Let's add our little locks. I think there's some place in Maine where they have You know where they put the locks on the bridge, like they do in, I think it's Paris. I think, isn't there some place in Maine that they do that? I just feel like there is. All right, so I didn't quite get this one where I needed it. I was trying to get them so they were a little, there we go. And now we're going to take our piece of, actually I want a couple of these. I lied. I want to put a couple of these down, our little glue dots. And I'm going to make a kind of like a bow and lay it on top here. I'm not going to tie it. I just want to, oh, did you see that come right off my hand? True story. So we're going to come this way and come up and come down and go up. Really fancy, huh? Isn't that just fancy? Nobody's going to see it. It's going to be underneath. So we want it to be, pretty. Here we go. To my Valentine. Now I want the top of my bow to come up and the bottom of my bow to go down. It's not really a bow, but nobody knows that but you and me. And I know you're not telling on me. There we go. Stay up there long enough for me to put this on and then plop it back down. So you can be to my Valentine. Yep. So it kind of looks like we put a bow under there, but we didn't really. That was card number 2. That was like 2 cards and all my jabbering in 30 minutes. They're super cute, aren't they? Okay, and of course we have envelopes for them to go in, and I'm going to stamp on my envelopes. And you know what? I think I'm going to put the lock on there, and I'm going to do it right now, right while we're talking. And I just didn't open my dot, my Stampin' Dot, because I have my own Fresh Freesia pad. So I'm just going to come through and I'm going to put a lock on there. How cute is that? Somebody's going to be excited when they see the love that's in my card. Because they've got the key to my heart, which is locked. All right, we got one more to do. Let's get it done. Got it right here. Got all of our hearts on. Perfect. One more card to do, and I want to show you this one. So let me show you the bits first. So remember, we have this card base that we took the center out of, and I've written on this base so I can remember to tell you what I'm going to do here. So hang with me. We have, what else have we got here? We have another one of these shapes, and I've drawn lines on here because I want to trim it on both sides. I have a scrap of basic white that is, and it could be any color, I just happen to have a scrap of white that's 4 by 1 1/4. I have a piece of basic white that's 5 1/4 by 5 1/2 by 5 1/4, and on the long side I scored in at a 1/2 inch on both sides, and I reminded myself that I'm going to put tear tape in all of these places. This card I saw, Vi Tran was a designer that designed one much like this that I liked so much I thought it would be So much fun to do. And I have a piece of window sheet, which is clear acrylic, to put in the card. We're going to use the twine again, and we're going to make a little hole in there. We also have somewhere another bit, another label to do. I don't know what I've done with it, but it's around here somewhere. But let me show you the card we're going to make. Look at this one. You hold the key to my heart. And this is all adhered together to my Valentine. And when you pull this up, there's the key and it says, I love you. Isn't that so cool? I just learned how to make these. So we're going to make this, is going to be our last card for the night. How's that? You hold the key to my heart, and presto wango when you bring it up. I love you. This is my card for my husband. Don't tell. So let's make this happen. I'm going to pull it apart so that you can see exactly how I do this. It's not a secret. So these are the pieces that we're going to use. So we're going to be doing some cutting and some trimming. I'm going to bring in my little guillotine cutter that I threw on the floor the other night during our live. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up, girls. I didn't do it on purpose. We're going to start by cutting these two lines and just cutting those ends off because I want this piece to be straight. So this piece is now about 4 5/8 by 2 1/4. That's what that piece is now. And our window sheet is the same dimension. Okay, so, and remember I said that I needed to cut 3/8 of an inch off the top. Do you remember I said that? So we're going to trim 3/8 of an inch. And I am just going to kind of eyeball it here. Three-eighths is not very much. Got it. And then we need to trim on both sides by a 1/2 inch. And I felt confident writing on here because I knew that we were gonna trim. Okay, all of our trimming is done. We need now to move the trimmer. We're going to bring in our piece here, our basic white piece. Where's our bone folder? And we're going to make sure that we score our 1/2 inch pieces here, just like that. We're going to cut this in 2 pieces. I knew I forgot something. We need to cut. We're going to cut it right in half. Just like that. Then this will lay on here when we're finished. We'll lay on here. Nope, that's not what I want. I want my trimmer because I do need to make this just a skosh smaller. Sorry girls, I'm trying to remember this and figure it out as we go. So we need to cut. Gonna line it up with our top piece. Line it up, Laura, line it up. And I'm gonna trim. Trim. And this we have a 1/2 inch. And we're gonna do the same on the other side. We need to trim, we need to score sorry. I dropped my piece on the floor. I can't do that. Ah. There we go. Now we got it. And we're gonna trim this little edge just a little bit. I forgot and I scored it before I cut it apart. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. So before we do anything else, let's stamp. We're gonna stamp on our piece of, now we get all our bits cut apart. Let's stamp on our purple piece and on our window sheet. And on our window sheet, we're gonna stamp a memento and we're gonna give it a minute to dry. No, we're not gonna stamp a memento, we're gonna stamp in Versamark. We're gonna stamp in Versamark, sorry, I remember that now. I want Versamark. It will stain my photopolymer stamp, but that's okay, I'm okay with that. And I'm gonna stamp it right on here. We're gonna say, you hold the key to my heart. And it will stain my stamp, but the Versamark will stay on. And I'm just gonna hold it here for a second. The Versamark stays much better on the window sheet. There we go. You hold the key to my heart. Oh, when I open my Versamark ink, it always smells like vanilla to me. I don't know why. So we're gonna let that dry for a minute, and we're gonna bring in our fresh freesia. We're gonna say, I love you. Is that what we're saying? Yeah, I love you. Where's my, if you were my stamp that says I love you, where would you be? Right here. It's a little one. So, but I just want an idea about where I'm gonna stamp. So because I'm gonna put my, so I want to stamp it about there. I want it to be below where my key is gonna be. I'm gonna ink up really well, because we're doing tone on tone with the I love you. Doesn't always have to be red for Valentine's, although red is my favorite color. True story. There we go. There's our I love you. We do still need to do To My Valentine. Let me grab a label. We got them right here. And let's do a label. Let's do this one here. These all come with your stamp set. I mean, all of the pieces. And we're not even going to use them all. And I want to say To My Valentine. To My Valentine. And sometimes it does take me a little longer to do the alternates, absolutely. But I'm kind of learning as I go, so you're learning as we go also. Okay, stamp, stamp. We need a little bit of, what else do we need here? That little scrap of that we have. The 4¼ by 4 by 1¼ is actually going to go on the bottom of this. This is kind of going to be this is going to be the stop in the bottom of our card, and we're going to use tear tape. And we're going to put tear tape on the top edge in the front and on the bottom edge in the back. So this is our bottom edge, and we're just going to add a little tear tape right here because I want this to stay. This piece is going to get a lot of action in our card, and we want to make sure that it's got a nice firm grip. It doesn't come apart easily. And I'm just going to lay it on here, kind of evenly side to side, about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of the fresh freesia on there, just like that. And we're going to put tear tape on the top here. Dun, 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 dun. And we're going to lift that off. And you just want the tear tape on the front. So if you go over the edge like I did, just fold it back in. Just fold it back in, and then we're going to take our piece of window sheet and we're going to lay it. And we're only adhering it on the top. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. So this is our stop, and this will come apart. And underneath this is where we're going to lay our key. If only I knew what I did with our key. We have it around here somewhere. That's what I get for moving things around. That's what I get. But we have more keys, I believe. Have a key right here in my hand. And we're going to use just a little bit of that liquid glue again. And we're going to lay it right down flat. We're going to get, we want it to have not a significant amount, but we want to make sure that it's well coated. And it's going to go right underneath our sentiment, just like that. All right. Now I'm going to try to wipe some of the glue off my hand so you can't see me. How am I doing here? How are we doing on time? All right, so we got that together. We're going to put a little piece of that we cut off is going to come right up here, and that's going to be our tab. I'm going to use a little bit of tear tape because it's going to get some action to it. I'm just going to grab a piece and lay it on the top. And you can cut this. You don't have to tear it with your fingers. I know a lot of people trim it with their scissors. I'm lazy. Girls, you know me. You know that I'm lazy when it comes to that stuff. So again, I'm just rolling it back on itself, sticky on adhesive on both sides. I'm going to lay my little tiny bit up here. We'll cover that perfectly, and it's going to give us a place to put a hole for our twine. And I'm going to double the twine. So I'm going to grab, again, just a hole punch. This one is a little bigger because I want to really make that thick through the hole. So we're just gonna put a little hole in the middle here. Oh, good thing you couldn't see that face that I made. Just like that. We're gonna grab our twine again. And no, I don't measure. I just said, oh, this much. So we have 2, and now we're gonna make 4. And we're gonna come through. And I'm gonna pull it tight. Just like that. We're gonna pull it tight. And I'm gonna trim it. Where is the rest of our card? Okay, now we need tear tape on this part of our card. We're gonna come down both sides because we're creating the card part now, the back of the card. So we're gonna come down both sides and across the bottom. We're almost finished with card number 3. And we're gonna come across the bottom. And I'm gonna take the bottom tape off first. We'll make sure it's nice and firm on there. We're gonna take the bottom off first so that we can kind of put our little bits down. Where is our card parts? This is gonna need tape on it. This piece is gonna go inside here. So I'm gonna trim it up and it's gonna go inside with some tape just on the bottom. So it's gonna slide right in here. Right in here. Oh, I need this to come up first, I forgot. I need to slide this down all the way first. There, line it right up with the bottom. There it goes. Only is taped at the bottom. This one is only taped at the top. Can you see where I'm going here now? Then these pieces will tape over. And tape over. And we're going to tape again here. If only I knew what I did with it. And this will become the back and of our card. Okay, so I'm going to start with my card like so. And we're going to just pull up a little bit on either side. So if I have to move it, I can. Sorry, girls, I know I got my hands in the way. Oh, I'm not even over where you can see. Somebody say to me, hey, dummy, move over. Now you can see. All right, so let's lay our nice, flat, even at the top. There we go. Let's pull one down. Let's pull the other down. Let's release that tape on the bottom. Let's finish pulling this all the way off on one side, all the way off on the other side, and across the bottom. So now we've created a whole new back for our card, and we have a layer in here. Let's test our piece. May need a little trim on the side of our stop. And our piece is going to go in here. with the window sheet in the front. So your card will start like this. Let's put our dimensionals on. How we doing on time? Oh, we got plenty of time here. Let's pop our dimensionals on here to say, to my Valentine. Who's going to look at this and say, okay, I hold the key to your heart. That's nice. They're going to say, that's nice. And then when they pull, going to make sure that we get it out. It's stuck on the bottom. Wasn't quite dry. There we go. So when they pull it out, they see the key and they hold our heart. What do you think of that? That is our last card for today. So all alternates for our paper pumpkin. Let me put this one back together. Again, you can do just what they say in the paper pumpkin, or you can make it fun. Try something new for yourself. Why not? Just experiment. Have fun with it. So we've done 3 paper pumpkins, all different. So I've got some more Valentine cards done. I'll be having to pop some of these in the mail. You want to be careful and make sure that you get the back piece behind here. But we have one that says, you hold the key to my heart. We have our Valentine locks, so it's to my Valentine. And our third alternate is this one here, that you hold the key to my heart. And that we put a little bit of gold leaf on. Now you don't have to do that. I just wanted to. I thought it would be fun. Why not? Ladies, those are our 3 alternates tonight for paper pumpkin. Something fun, something different. You know me, I like to do different. Be looking for a post on Friday about our exclusive series it'll be a series of 4. We're going to start with, I think we're going to start with birthday series. So we'll do 4 series. The first one is going to be male birthday cards. And that will be, I'll be posting more information on Friday for that. Ladies, stay warm this weekend. Be safe. I love you with everything I have. And thanks for spending this hour with me. You're terrific. Mwah. Bye.